In TT Games' desperate endeavor to fill up their LEGO Incredibles roster comes this little boy right here, Rusty McAllister. In case you don't realize who this character is, which I don't blame you if you don't, it's the kid that witnessed Bob Parr lift his car in frustration, which in fairness is one of the classic scenes from The Incredibles, so I guess he deserves a spot in the roster. Well, what does Rusty McAllister do exactly? Well, he has one ability, and it's one we have yet to cover in the series, but you have definitely seen it on this channel before. The crawl hatch ability, for the small boys. On this channel, we've seen it in both LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga and LEGO Indiana Jones The Original Adventures. Not to mention the several other LEGO games it appears in. So yeah, it's not a new thing. However, the crawl hatch ability is used pretty frequently since 2 of the 5 members of the Incredible family can use it, but we'll get to that another time. And so we've made it out of the triple digits and into the double digits, and Gilbert Huph gets the honor of being the first character we cover. Gilbert Huph was Bob Parr's boss at the beginning of The Incredibles, who deservedly got thrown through 5 cubicles after completely humiliating Bob in his office. There isn't too much left to say about this character beyond what I just told you, so let's get into what he does in this game. Crawl hatch boy, and that's it. So basically, he's exactly like Rusty McAllister. I placed Gilbert Huph above Rusty McAllister, though, because Gilbert Huph has more than one line of dialogue. In fact, the scene where Gilbert Huph berates Bob Parr actually contributes to the world building of the Incredibles and the character of Bob Parr himself. But blech, I've run out of things to say when I try to get deep with certain scenes in the movie and analyzing them and stuff. Listen, guys, I wish I had to say and who ended up in the roster for this game, okay? But believe it or not, TT Games did not even think to consult me about anything in this game when they should have, and that actually explains a lot of things that happened in this game. And that's why Old Lady is in this game. Funnily enough, she has a new ability, not yet seen in the list so far, and it's an ability that was introduced in the first LEGO Batman. Back then, it was known as drone access, but now it's called remote control. Basically, Old Lady can summon one of her cats, and you can run around as the little critter. The cat itself can't do much besides run around. However, there are little tunnels that you can find that the little cat, or whatever the thing is you're controlling, can enter. These little tunnels can get you a mini kit, or a red brick, or what have you. So yeah, I can understand Old Lady having a cat as her minion that does whatever she wishes. Oh, we've hit another Pixar character not from The Incredibles. Glad to see it. This time, we have Linguini, from one of my favorite Pixar films aside from The Incredibles, Ratatouille, whatever, okay? You unlock him in one of the several Pixar builds in the game that you unlock in the open world. The Pixar build to unlock Linguini is Gusteau's, the restaurant featured in Ratatouille. Linguini's ability is very well warranted and actually incorporates the real main character of the film, Remy. Yes, Linguini has the remote control ability with Remy as the animal you take control of. With each Pixar build, there is a red brick, and you have to use the Pixar character you unlock in order to get it. In this case, you have to take control of Remy and traverse through a small tunnel in Gusteau's kitchen to pop that little red brick out. The red brick unlocked from Gusteau's is the ×8 studs red brick, so you can bet your bottom dollar I'd gladly take that for the stud boost. Wow, 2 non-Incredibles Pixar characters in a row? Well, yeah, I guess. Next up is Dory from Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. I think Dory is probably the best possible representative for the Finding Nemo films, especially since her big involvement in the first and her being the namesake of the second one. How they handled her in this game was pretty weird, though. It's probably the weirdest out of any character in this game. As you can see, Dory is this tiny little blue model. It's not even an actual Lego piece. It's just a cartoony, render of Dory, but she's surrounded in an aura of water that acts as like a hamster ball of sorts. Her attack is just a little burst forward that apparently hurts enemies. Her one ability is Dive, which is new to the series, and as you can imagine, it's an ability that allows you to go underwater. Most characters can only swim on the surface of water, but a select few characters like Dory can not only explore the depths of the water surrounding the open world, but they can move pretty fast. There are races underwater that Dory is perfect for, along with collectibles that you can probably use. Probably the weirdest super you actually see in the Incredibles movies, for sure. His tagline, which he said in Incredibles 2, really stuck with me. Superpower or medical condition? You decide. Reflux is an old man whose power is to throw up acid vomit. It's pretty disgusting. You actually play Reflux in the campaign, weirdly enough. In Incredibles 2, Elastigirl has an adventure basically on her own, but as we all know, LEGO games require at least 2 characters at any given time for co-op's sake, so TT Games decided to throw in one of these random supers you see Winston Dever introduced to Elastigirl early on in the movie, who later become villains because of Evelyn Dever's mind-controlling goggles. Anywho, Reflux was the one chosen for the Elastigirl on the case level, where she catches the fake screenslaver. Reflux's unique power was translated to this game as the laser ability, which we haven't covered yet. Laser, which is new to the channel, but not at all new to LEGO games, is the ability to break golden LEGO pieces by providing a consistent laser that heats it up. Reflux's laser ability, I use that loosely because it's not a laser, it's vomit. It comes from his mouth. It's become a staple ability in LEGO games, and it has always been used a ton in every game it shows up in. So even if Reflux only has the laser ability, it still makes him somewhat useful since you'll be seeing a lot of gold pieces. This is another one of the several supers that you barely see for like one frame in Incredibles 2. She was there on the boat for the legalization of supers, and I'll just say she looks much more flattering in LEGO form. Anyway, Firebreak's ability in this game is actually very misleading. Well, her one ability, yeah, just one. Wouldn't you think that by her name, her one ability would be, I don't know, fire related? Wrong. She can fly. That's it. I don't even want to fathom the thinking behind this decision, so let's just go with it. Firebreak was actually the first character I unlocked that had the fight ability, so yeah, she has a special place in my heart in this game, since the flight ability instantly makes getting open world collectibles miles easier, since you can travel around the map a lot faster. But once I got other characters that can fly along with more abilities, Firebreak got the cold shoulder, to say the least. Wowee, this is the third non-Incredibles Pixar character in this part alone. Either I'm too eager to cover these guys, or they're just not very useful. I kid, only most of them suck. These Pixar build characters are in the game half for novelty and half to fill up the roster. However, next up we have Bing Bong from Inside Out. This is the first character on the list with 2 abilities, but one of them is the most useless ability in the game, so technically he only has 1. The useless ability is Illuminate, as we covered in the junior segment. The other new ability Bing Bong has is the Call-In ability. Basically, the Call-In ability is the ability to spawn a vehicle, animal, or what have you in order to ride it. This is best used for the open world and moving faster for activities such as races. Bing Bong can call in a rocket wagon, something that he and Riley, the girl from Inside Out, rode together, I guess. Next up we have this girl, which I have nothing to go off of. Obviously she wasn't in the movies at all. In the game though, she owned the ice cream parlor, which was taken over by a villain in the first crime wave in the game. You unlock her by busting up 10 ice cream stands in the city. For her abilities, she has 2. The first is Sharpshoot, an easy ability to give almost any character. However, this Sharpshoot is the sucky one. She just throws ice cream cones, but then again, it's really slow and not worth your time at all. The other ability is agility. Agility is actually a pretty useful ability because you see it a lot. Basically, if you see poles sticking out of buildings or structures, characters with agility can swing on them and get to higher places. A lot of the women characters have it, and so does Sally Sundae. Hold on, lore alert, lore alert. Bang the pans, pots and pans, lore alert, oh my god. Apparently, Sally Sundae is the twin sister of Shelly Sundae, who went missing after playing with experimental ice cream. I wonder who that is. Perhaps we'll see them later on the list. Ooh, foreshadowing. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Listen, man, Pixar didn't realize the hilarity of his last name because it wasn't as big of a slang word as it is now. But what can I say? I mean, not much we can do about that. Anyway, Rick Dicker has 2 abilities, and let me tell you, they're plenty better than what Sally Sundae has to offer. First off is Sharpshoot, but the good kind. I mean, this guy is packing some heat, and I'm not referring to his last name. He's got a gun, okay? He will mess you up. The second ability is Hacker, which is something we have covered before, so I won't go too much into it. But here's another gripe that I have with this game, and Rick Dicker here is a good example of it. This guy does not look like his movie counterpart at all. There's a clear disconnect between the look of Lego and Pixar animation style. I mean, one of Rick Dicker's defining feature is his monster nose. It's like, what the hell? You need to get surgery on that, right? But alas, most Lego figures do not have noses, so Rick Dicker is stuck looking like yet another boring old CIA agent man.